Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? It's a response video to my man DILLTOWN, and the question he asked was well, it's kind of a twofold, because he asked, is Anthony Joshua good enough to be undisputed champion sooner or later? And and something else he touched on in the video was how hard it is to be undisputed nowadays in boxing. Well, to answer the first question is Anthony Joshua good enough? Do I think he is good enough? Yeah, I think he's good enough. Can he do it? It's a different question. I mean, a lot of good talent out there. Somebody's going to eventually be undisputed at heavyweight. But just answering the Anthony Joshua thing first, I think he has the youth. I think he has the power. I think he has a good reach. I think he's the goods as of right now, but it's hard to really tell, when you see somebody just, knocking over buildings and, what I mean, leaving everybody wakeside in this path of destruction. So I don't know, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. See, like me, I'm not gonna, just say yes or no, just to, I really don't know. But what I do know is there will be an undisputed champion, whether it's Joshua, whether it's Wilder, whether it's Ortiz, whether you think Povetkin's going to come through and do it, whether you think Vladimir's going to do it, whoever you believe is going to do it, is going to get done, because unlike these other divisions, and this is why I love the heavyweight so much, is just because, I grew up with my, father, my uncles. That's what they paid attention to the most, was heavyweight boxing. So, of course, that's what I liked and that's what I follow. Then on top of all that is just some of the things you don't have to worry about at heavyweight like the other divisions. You don't have to worry about somebody going up a weight class to duck a fight, going down the weight class to duck a fight, catch weight issues. There's a lot of things you don't have to worry about, but there are, it doesn't mean it's totally in the that it's totally in the free, because there still is some bullshit that you do have to worry about. Around 2011, I don't have it in front of me, but I know around 2011, 2012, I know that's when Vladimir was getting ready to fight David Haye. Haye had the WBA strap. Vladimir beats him. That gives Vladimir 3 titles, right? He gets the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF. Now, here's where some of the bullshit comes in at the heavyweight division. We were 1 fight away back in 2011 or 12, whenever he fought Haye, I forget the year. We were 1 fight away from an undisputed champion. You know what got in the way of that? Bloodline. Vladimir and Vitaly being brothers. That's what got in the way of that. We were 1 fight away, man. And to tell you the truth, and then when Vladimir retired, or when Vitaly retired, we were still just 1 fight away from an undisputed champion. And then you know what happened in the process of that? And this is when, as a fan, sometimes, man, this is why I don't get in a lot of discussions. Because I got my ways of thinking, and I don't feel like debating those or arguing with somebody about the way I feel about boxing. My personal opinion is always going to be my personal opinion. Nobody's going to change it. I believe in undisputed. I believe the fighters have to make the belt mean something. The belts don't mean shit because no fighter is trying to make it mean something. You grab that motherfucking belt and you defend it like there's no tomorrow. Now, some of you may say, oh, nope. Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. This is where and I'm not saying you, Dill, but I'm just saying fans in general. This is where I just disagree, but I don't want to debate it or argue about it. Undisputed and holding on to titles means something to me, because the fighter has to make it mean something. If there's a title sitting there and every time whoever wins it lets it go after a defense or two, then yeah, the belt don't mean shit. But if there's a fighter there and he takes that belt and he defends it X amount of times, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, then to me, that belt means something. Because of the person that has it and what they're doing while they have it. That's why I wanted to see Wilder, when he first won the title, or when Stavern had the title and Wilder won it from him. And I don't know if you guys don't remember this, but I remember Wilder kept saying, if anything, Klitschko, and this one, Klitschko had all 3 of his belts before he lost to Fury. I remember Wilder saying, if anything, Klitschko has to come over here, because Wilder, quote, said he's the real champ. And I'm just like, huh? And I know sometimes as American heavyweight fans, we get hyped up when we get some champions, like we should, man. It reminds us of the good old days, Tyson, Holyfield. Even when we had, guys like, even when the title was going ring around and rosy with guys like you know, Pinkline Thomas and Tim Weatherspoon and Greg Page and Michael Dokes, Big John Tate, Mike Weaver, you know what I mean, Larry Holmes, Joe Frazier, Ali, Foreman. I mean, I can go down the list. Even in the 90s and in the 70s, I mean, 62. I mean, we can go. We like the good old days, and that's cool. But like the good old days, I want to see one champion. And if at first I'm like, man, why would Wilder say that? You know, I was thinking like, why would Wilder say that he's the real champ and Vladimir needs to come over here and see him? I just thought that was weird when we all know who the real champion is, and it was Vladimir. He has 3 of the 4 fucking belts. Only reason he couldn't try to collect the WBC because his brother had it. Now, that's some part of the bullshit. But then when Vitaly let that title go, I'm like, cool, now we're going to see it Undisputed. Because Vladimir has 3. And most likely whoever beats him is going to collect all his titles. And then, bam, we'll just fight Wilder, and that's the Undisputed. But it didn't happen like that. But hearing Wilder say that he wants to be Undisputed now, hopefully that is not going to be a problem. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. And we will see him after this fight. After this fight with whoever I know he's fighting Areola right now, but by year's end, once he take care of whoever the mandatory is going to be, whether they reinstate Povetkin or if it's whoever it is, once he gets done with that, I do think 2017 is going to be the year of Undisputed Champion at the heavyweight division. I really believe that. Because we've been only one fight away for, what, 4 years now. Going into 2017, it'll be 5 years. We're only one fight away. Now, we're about 2 fights away now. Only because what the IBF did, I can't believe that they stripped Fury, man. They knew what was going on. They knew if there was any rematch that they should just bend the rules for, it should have been the Fury versus Klitschko. They should have let him hold on to his title and not let fucking Charles Martin and Glasgow fight for it. First of all, them 2 dudes were still on their way up. There were some fights I thought Glasgow lost. Derek Rossi, Malik Scott. I mean, there were some fights I thought he lost. So I thought him and Martin should be fighting some type of eliminator. Although, you know, we can argue that Glasgow was the manager. Okay, fine, cool. So now Joshua has that title, but Joshua has made it clear that he's ready to fight Fury if he beats Klitschko, because it'll be a huge UK fight. He made it clear he'll fight anybody. And Klitschko, once he gets, that's one thing about Klitschko, man. Besides Vitaly, he wanted to fight everybody. I have to give him his props, man. He wasn't just sitting around, you know, I want to fight him or that one doesn't make. Nah, Vlad was fighting everybody. And people were calling those guys people that names they couldn't pronounce, so they just said, fuck those guys. But to me, no, man, he fought the dudes he was supposed to fight and he whooped their ass. So 4 years up until, you know, Vladimir lost to Fury, from the time he beat David Haye up until the time he lost to Fury, we were one fight away, and it just couldn't happen because they were brothers. And then Wilder got the title, and he started saying, and this is my opinion, your opinion can be whatever it is, man. Mine is, I thought Wilder at that time when he said that Vladimir needs to meet like his concessions, I just thought that was weird, man. Like, I just thought it was weird. Now, some of you dudes out there really may think that at that time Wilder was the champion because he had the green belt. I haven't heard dudes trying to argue that, and I just stayed out the argument because to me it just made no sense to me personally, and I just stayed out of it because I knew where it was going to lead to. So I just stayed out of it. But yeah, man, to me, we're just 2 fights away, and it's going to get done because all these guys want to fight. They all want to fight, and I believe just the personalities at this division, the personalities to me is these dudes want to be kings, man. Vladimir's coming back to reclaim what was his. And after that, I don't see it. Let's say Vladimir does beat Fury. I don't see Vladimir saying, all right, this is good enough for me. Wilder and Joshua, you guys hold your titles, I'll hold mine, and we'll be cool. I don't see that. I see Vladimir saying, you know what? I want that IBF strap back. And I want that WBC. I've heard Wilder say he wants to be undisputed, so we'll see what his actions are. Because once you say you want to be undisputed, you have to do what? Call out or try to get fights made with who? The other title holders. Once Joshua takes care of whoever has that IBF strap, whether it's Joshua, I know I shouldn't be overlooking Brazil, but I think Joshua's going to beat him. And if he fights Parker, let's say Joshua fights Parker, the way Parker team is pushing him, they're going to want to be undisputed too. The way that his team, that I see that they're maneuvering with him and how they want to take on stiff, tough competition, time in, time out. If let's say he beats Joshua, I see him wanting to be undisputed just by the way his team moves. I know that's easier said than done because, you know, fighters, sometimes they change once they get that strap around their waist, but I just see the personalities of these guys is they want to be kings. You know, I mean, I could be wrong, you know, but to me, we've been just a fight away for the last, 4 years. And now we're like 2 fights away. But as long as there's not 4 title holders, the better. So there's 3 right now. But I think these fights are going to get made. I really do. So I do believe there's going to be an undisputed champion. I don't think it's as hard as you may think, Dill, because we've only, like I said, have Vladimir and Vili not been brothers, we would have had that fight. We would have had an undisputed champion. But bloodline got in the way to the point where I was saying, man, one of you dudes need to retire because I don't like this 2-headed monster thing. But it was history that 2 brothers were able to reign over the division. I respected it for that. But as a fan that wants to just see one, there can only be one, not 1A, 1B. I want to see one, but I did respect that 2 blood brothers did it fine. But damn, this is on 12 minutes now. Look, man, do I think Joshua can be undisputed? He has a chance, just like Deontay Wilder has a chance. I don't know. This is what makes it so interesting to me. But I do think there will be an undisputed champion at least by the end of 2017. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But there's going to have to be a lot of bullshit that happens for that not to happen. Or maybe some rematches or some shit. But some BS probably has to be going on if we don't see an undisputed champion by the end of 2017. I'm out.